thank you for joining the NeedyMeds Brief, safeneedledisposal.org. My name is Carla. I am the Director of Education and Partnerships at NeedyMeds. And before I introduce our panelists, I want to go over a few tips and make sure everyone knows about NeedyMeds and the resources we have to offer. So you can feel free to ask questions at any time by typing them into the questions section of your GoToWebinar control panel. Just know we will reserve answering questions until the end. If we don't get a chance to answer your specific question, we will follow up with you personally via email. Of course, we will provide our contact information at the end. So let's get started with who is NeedyMeds. What you are looking at is our mission statement. NeedyMeds is a national nonprofit dedicated to educating and empowering those seeking affordable health care. Our goal is to connect people to programs that will help them afford or save on their healthcare expenses. And we do that free and anonymously through our website, needymeds.org, and through our helpline, 1-800-503-6897. Here's a screenshot of the NeedyMeds homepage. Our website is really the face of our organization. As you can see, it is full of resources. In particular, you can find healthcare cost savings resources under the Patient Savings tab. You can find educational resources under the Advocates tab. We also encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can find videos on a broad range of healthcare-related topics. Please be sure to always check out the calendar of events on the bottom right side of the homepage, where you can register for all of our upcoming free webinars. The resource we are focusing on with this brief is the NeedyMeds Project, safeneedledisposal.org. Safe needle disposal is a public health and safety issue that is commonly overlooked. Our panelist, Leah Zaroulis, the Safe Needle Disposal Project Manager, will give an overview of the updated Safe Needle Disposal website and how it can help you. So without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic and the screen to Leah, so bear with us. There may be a few moments of silence. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla, for having me as your guest today, and thank you to all of you who are listening. I hope you'll find this website to be a useful resource and something you can recommend to others, whether it be family members, friends, neighbors, patients, or anyone you know in your community who would benefit. I would like to begin by talking about what are SHARPs. Unless you are a healthcare professional, you may not be familiar with what a SHARP is. SHARPs is a medical term for devices with sharp points or edges that can puncture or cut skin. Millions of Americans are prescribed medications that require self-injection to help them manage chronic medical conditions. These conditions include allergies, arthritis, blood clotting disorders, diabetes, infertility, multiple sclerosis, osteoporosis, and psoriasis. Examples of SHARPs include needles, syringes, lancets, finger sticks, auto-injectors, infusion sets, and connection sets. The number of people using SHARPs at home, at work, and while traveling keeps growing, which means the problem regarding safe disposal is becoming more prevalent. People are usually not told how to properly contain and dispose of their used SHARPs. As a result, SHARPs are thrown loosely into the trash or toilet. They also end up in curbside recycling, which can cause damage to the sorting equipment at facilities. Local guidance on disposal is often hard to find, and people are given the runaround on what to do, which is frustrating. This is where we come in by making our website a one-stop shop for people to learn how to dispose of their used SHARPs wherever they are. Safe needle disposal is the most comprehensive resource for home generated medical sharps disposal. We provide information on state and local guidelines, as well as list community disposal programs. I also want to mention that businesses and healthcare facilities are regulated by state medical waste laws. The disposal locations and state guidelines that we list are for households only. We outline an easy step process to dispose of your used sharps. First, make sure you use a strong plastic container to store and dispose of your sharps. It should be rigid, puncture proof, and have a secure lid, such as a laundry detergent or bleach bottle. Unsafe containers include thin plastic containers like soda or water bottles, takeout containers, glass jars, and cardboard boxes. Pharmacies and medical supply stores typically have FDA approved sharps containers for purchase. You can also find them at major retailers such as Amazon and Walmart. When the container reaches the fill line or 3/4 of the way full, if you're using an alternative household container, put the lid on and secure it with duct tape and label the container with the words "Do not recycle." Then be sure to check safeneedledisposal.org for guidance on disposing of your container. I will now switch over to the live site and demonstrate how to search disposal options using both the state and zip code search. So it will just be a moment while I switch over. So now we're on the live website. There are two ways to search for disposal information on our website. If you haven't visited our site before, I recommend searching by your individual state because not all states and areas have disposal programs. Furthermore, the vast majority of states allow disposal of sharps in the regular household trash as long as they're in a strong plastic container that is sealed and labeled properly. First, we'll go to Alabama. Each of the state pages has a clear visual overview on what to do with your used sharps. Most of them look like Alabama. It shows the type of container you should use, how to secure and label it, and then whether or not it can be placed in the household trash. At this time, we haven't found any disposal locations in this state. Now we'll go up to Indiana. This state also allows disposal in the regular household trash. However, there are also areas that have disposal locations. You'll find a list of these programs by clicking the drop down at the bottom of the page here. The zip code search is the other way. Oh, pardon me. The zip code search at the top of the home page here is the other way to search for disposal locations. If you are from California, Florida, or New York, this is definitely the best way to search for programs. These states have extensive networks of locations. So for a demonstration, I'll use the zip code 01930, which is Gloucester, Massachusetts. You have the option of selecting the radius right here. If you're searching a large urban area, it's best to use 10 miles. If you're from a suburb or rural area, you'll probably want to use 25 or 50 miles, depending on how far you're willing to travel. If there are locations in your area, they will be listed like this. Be sure to click on the location name to view additional details about the facility, including hours of operation, container requirements, and if there are any fees. Also, be sure to note if the facility has a residency restriction. We also indicate if the facility provides containers, either for free or low cost. I'll do one last demonstration of a zip code search. This zip code is from a state with no known disposal locations. If you get a message while using the zip code search, looking like this, there's a few options. You can try increasing the radius or trying a different zip code. But in most cases, it's usually best to go directly to the state information page. And so now I'll switch back to the PowerPoint. It'll be just a moment. The central feature of safeneedledisposal.org is our listings of disposal programs and locations. We have roughly 3,700 listings to date. The programs that we list are primarily drop-off sites, which include 24-hour drop boxes, supervised collection sites, household hazardous waste facilities, one-day collection events, and container exchange programs. We have other information on our site regarding sharps management, mainly information on safe containers to store and dispose of your sharps. Under the Solutions tab, we have a directory of container and mailback programs that are offered by some of the pharmaceutical companies. Under the Resource Center tab, we have educational materials to display at your facility or to hand out to patients. On the next slide, I'll go into more detail about these materials. We also have an extensive FAQ page with the most common questions we get from callers. Under the For Businesses tab, we provide a directory of state waste agencies for businesses and medical facilities to contact for disposal information. In addition to downloading and printing print materials in PDF form, you also have the option on our site to order materials in bulk. These are the materials that you can request for your facility. The printed materials are available both in English and Spanish. Brochures about safeneedledisposal.org are the most popular. There is a link to the order form right here on the slide, or you can call our helpline and one of our representatives will submit the order for you. Before I leave you today, I wanted to highlight a few of the FAQs we receive from callers. Does Safe Needle Disposal pick up or provide sharps containers? As I'm sure you can tell from our website, we are not a medical waste company. So we do not pick up sharps containers from homes or otherwise collect sharps ourselves. We are also not affiliated with any of the disposal programs that we list on our website. Furthermore, we do not supply sharps containers or any mailing supplies to return them. We are strictly an information resource for home-generated medical sharps. Will my pharmacy, doctor, or local hospital take my sharps container? Unless otherwise mandated, healthcare facilities and fire or police stations typically cannot take sharps from the public. These facilities are regulated and are required to pay for their own medical waste disposal. They usually do not also have the resources to take containers from the public. How do I dispose of unused sharps? If your unused sharps are still in their original packaging, haven't expired, and do not require refrigeration, the World Medical Relief may accept them. Visit worldmedicalrelief.org or call 313 866 5333 for more information. If you have injectable meds that have expired or require refrigeration, you will need to dispose of them as if they were used according to your state or local guidelines. How can I start a community sharps disposal program at my facility? The process for becoming licensed to collect sharps for safe disposal varies depending on where you are. We recommend contacting either your city or county health department. We also have a directory of state waste agencies on our website that you can contact for more information. And this concludes the overview of safeneedledisposal.org. Please feel free to send me any questions that you have on the presentation, the website, or any of the disposal information. I will now pass the mic back to Carla. Thanks again for listening, and have a great day.
So thank you so much to my colleague Leah for taking time out of her day to share her expertise with the NeedyMeds audience, and thank you for taking time to join us. We do hope you register for some of our other upcoming webinars, and again, you can find those by going to the calendar of events on the bottom right hand of the NeedyMeds homepage. As promised, we're leaving you with the contact information for both Safe Needle Disposal and NeedyMeds. We do look forward to keeping in touch. Thanks again for joining us, and take care.